Guys, how are we doing? And welcome back to another video. This is the Fighters Forecast. It is your boy Tennant speaking, and we are here to break down UFC Fight Night, Arnold Allen versus Melk Costa. But before we do that, let's take a look back down memory lane about last week's card. Guys, Sean Strickland upset the world and he beat Hamzat Chimaev. If you're wondering my opinion, I do believe he won. I believe he won rounds 2, 3, and 5. I think the better strikes were being landed. I know he wasn't advancing, but the better strikes were being landed by Sean Strickland, in my opinion. He had the better volume in the matchup, and I don't think the takedowns mattered as much in the third and fifth round. So I did have Sean Strickland winning that fight, 3-2. I believe the judges got the scorecards right. I've heard lots of other people go, no, it's wrong. Like that's not right. Like blah 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 blah. But no, I think that was right. We picked the card decently well, I'd say. Made a live bet on Sean Strickland in the fifth round at plus 350, which was fantastic. Um, but I have a bone to pick here with a man they like to call Jared Gordon. What are you doing? You're telling me, what, Jim Miller has what, like 25 sub victories or some bullshit like that? The guy's 42 years old. He's almost his legal age to be a fucking grandpa. And you're telling me, after wobbling the guy twice on the feet with your hands that are much quicker than Jim Miller, no, I'm going to shoot a takedown on a guy that can only beat you by sub. That's it. I'm gonna stick my neck out there and get fucking snatched up. Jared Gordon, your fight IQ disgusts me. You suck. You're trash. You deserve to fucking. I hope you lose again and again and again because your fight IQ is so horrendous. Stay on your feet, you absolute clown shoe bum. And guys, I never get fighters like this who go, "Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot a takedown on a guy who has good fucking submissions." It doesn't, like, what goes through your head? You're sparking the guy on the feet. You're much quicker. What are you doing? Your fight IQ needs to be studied, not because of how good it is, but because of how shit it is. Other than that, guys, we had a great night picks wise. As you can tell, Jared Gordon fucked our hammer of the week. Whatever, man. He's banned. We're never betting on that guy again because he has horrendous fight IQ. Anyways, this card, guys, like always, we'll be breaking it down from the bottom to the top. It is Mel Costa versus Arnold Allen. First fight of the night, we have Daniel Barres against Luis Garul. Guys, this is a pretty good matchup for one of the first fights on the card. Daniel Barres is a more of a wrestler, jiu-jitsu guy. He does get backed up in fights. He has decent striking defense. He has good takedown defense, and he has good takedowns. Daniel Barres wants to get the fight to the ground in order to try and win. He struggles against pressure fighters, which is important here because Luis Garul is that. Luis Garul is a pressure fighter. He loves to move forward, try and get in your face, mess up your momentum. Luis Garul, in my opinion, is good everywhere. He's got the better boxing in this matchup for sure. I don't think he has the better wrestling, but he does have good takedown defense. In my opinion, Luis Garul is going to be a zombie like he always is. He's going to walk forward. He's going to get in Daniel's face, and he's going to make this fight a scrap. It's not going to give Daniel any time to set his feet and plant for takedowns, in my opinion. And also, if he does get taken down, Luis Garul is good at scrambling as well. I think he can get back to his feet. I think Luis Garul's a better fighter here for sure. I don't know why he's the underdog. I'm picking Luis Garul. Next fight, we have Andre Petroski against Cody Brundage, the battle of the bums. Andre Petroski sucks balls, but the guy did win me a bet a couple like years ago or some shit. So after that fight, I never bet on him ever again, and I'm still not going to. Petroski is a good wrestler, very good wrestler. He has zero hands whatsoever. The guy is trash on the feet. But he has good wrestling takedowns, good takedown defense, nice transitions on the ground. But like I said, his striking is abysmal. Cody Brundage has the chin of a paper 5-year-old boy. Cody Brundage is not good either. He's got decent takedowns. He has the better boxing here in this matchup. And in my opinion, I think he can stuff the takedowns of Petroski. Petroski is very one-dimensional. I don't really understand how Cody Brundage is the dog here, especially at plus 200. Makes no sense to me. I'm going to go Cody Brundage. I think he's the better striker. I think he can stuff the takedowns of Petroski, and he can cruise his way to a victory. Next fight, we got Tommy Gant against Artur Manaev. Tommy Gant, guys, he is on my must-watch list from the Dana White Contender Series last season. This guy has unrelenting wrestling. He has very, very good clinch techniques as well. He has great transitions and scrambles on the ground to try and get a better position on you. Has a nasty ground and pound as well. This guy is a Daniel Cormier-esque product, which means he is very, very good wrestling. The striking is improving. It's constantly here. And I think Tommy Gant is a very, very good prospect. People need to watch out for it, and they will hear the name Tommy Gant in the 155 division, you know, within a year or so. He will be in the rankings. I believe this guy is very, very good. He's very clean. He's got better striking than you think, and his wrestling is unreal. He's fighting a guy in short notice. He is Arthur Manayev. Arthur Manayev, I've watched some of his clips here and some of his tape. The guy's a good striker. Maybe you wouldn't think that about a Ukrainian guy, but he is a really good striker in my opinion here. He has, I think, 5 fights by finish, and you can tell he has a nice 1-2 down the pipe, and he has nice bows and hooks. This guy's very, very good um, on the feet, but he's not the better fighter here on the ground. I know he has good takedown defense, some decent takedown entries, but Tommy Gann is a different level on the ground, in my opinion, here, and it's short notice. Tommy Gann's had the full fight camp. Arthur is not. I'm going to go Tommy Gann here. That is my hype train on this card. Next fight, we have Tuko Tokos against Ivan Urslan. Tuko Tokos is one of the most boring fighters on earth to watch. This guy sucks. Terrible striking. Decent takedowns, I'd say. And a guy like Ivan Urslan, who has no takedown defense whatsoever, who is just straight hands. This is a clash in matchups here. Tuko Tokos is a wrestler with no hands. Ivan Urslan is a striker with no wrestling. So what do you guys think is going to happen here? I don't know. I think Tuko Tuko is going to take him down. He's going to choke him out because Ivan Arslan cannot defend a takedown for his life. We've seen Tuko Tokos be tough in other fights before. He has a good chin on him. I think he can withstand the power of Ivan Arslan, drag this fight into the waters, and then win with his grappling. So I'm going to go with the underdog Tuko Tokos in this matchup. Next fight, we have Nikolai Vernatenikov against Chaos Williams. Not impressed by Nikolai Venetenikov. I don't think the guy's that good. Don't be blinded by his last performance over Nico Price. I think if you throw me in the octagon instead of Nico Price, it'd be a little bit better of a fucking fight. Nico Price was a wash bum, and I'm glad he's retired. I don't want to slander him too much because Nico Price was a legend in the game. But yeah, for anyone putting any substance in that victory, you're on drugs. No one knows what you're talking about. I don't even count that as a real fight. If Nikolai didn't get that guy out of there in the first round, then there would be fucking problems. But he's fighting a guy in Chaos Williams here who just got brutally beat by Andreas Gustafsson. Chaos Williams is mainly a striker. He's not really good in the wrestling, and Vernatenikov is good in the clinch. You know, it's a hard fight for me to pick here because it's kind of a similar style, but they do things a little bit differently here. Chaos Williams throws big power. It's a nice 1-2, some wide hooks, and Vernatenikov does mix it in a little bit better. He has a good clinch game as well, but I just don't think he's on the level of Chaos Williams, especially on the feet at space. I think Chaos Williams gets this fight done. I'm going to pick him here in this matchup. Next fight, we got Timmy Kwamba against Bernardo Sarpaj. Timmy Kwamba, in my opinion, he's good. I think people are underrating him in this matchup. I like Timmy Kwamba. He has, decent wrestling defense, nice striking. He's pretty tall for the division, for the 135 division. I think Timmy Kwamba, he's very calculated on the feet, but he can and he is susceptible to grappling, and that is who Bernardo Sarpaj is. He has great, great, great entries and takedowns. He's also quick as well. He's faster on the feet here. He's not longer, though, so that he has to get inside the range of Timmy Kwamba here in this matchup. I believe he does. I believe he lands the takedowns and he lands the punches as well. I think Bernardo Sopaj is actually a pretty good prospect. We saw him go toe-to-toe with Vinicius Oliveira before eventually getting worn down and knocked out. But I think Bernardo Sopaj is a problem here, and I think he beats Timmy Kwamba in this matchup at good odds, minus 170. Next fight, we have Mateusz Bukauskas against the short notice Christian Edwards. Mateusz Bukauskas, or Modestus, sorry, Bukauskas. This guy's pretty good, striking wise, in my opinion. He's very calm and calculated in there. A little bit of a career resurgence of Modestus, sorry, Bukauskas. The guy's very clean on the feet. His wrestling is okay. I don't think it's a problem here. Christian Edwards on short notice. He is not UFC level as well. Not a great fighter, has decent striking here, but Modestas is the better fighter. He's going to knock him out, in my opinion, in the second round. I'm going to go Modestas Bukauskas. I like that in this matchup. Next fight, we have Malcolm Wellmaker against Juan Diaz. This is fight of the night, in my opinion, or one of two. Malcolm Wellmaker throws with absolute abandonness. The guy just throws as hard as he humanly can to try and get you out of there. He's kind of a one-trick pony, though, and we saw that in his last fight against the improbable debut of Ethan Ewing. That guy is an absolute monster. I have totally got that guy wrong. I picked against him in both of his fights. I am not going to pick against him until he fights a real problem in the 135 division. But here, Malcolm Wellmaker against Juan Diaz. Juan Diaz from the Dana White Contender Series. Nasty spinning back elbow KO. I think Juan Diaz is too hittable here, in my opinion. He has a Peruvian style, so he's not that, intent of getting his hands up and guarding his chin. And a guy like Malcolm Wellmaker, who you're probably going to stand with here, I think that's a problem. Malcolm Wellmaker hits extremely hard, and Juan Diaz gets hit a good amount. Now, Juan Diaz has great striking offense as well. He throws with a reckless abandonment. He marches forward. He gets in your face. He tries to be a dog. And that is kind of what Ethan Ewing did there against Malcolm Wellmaker. So has Malcolm Wellmaker learned, or has Malcolm Wellmaker, is still the same guy? Is he still the same guy that, is he going to be there and he's just going to stand there and that's all he's going to do? Or is he going to try and mix it up with the wrestling? Is he going to try and leg kick and throw something else? Because if what happened last fight is quite concerning. The guy just wasn't better and he didn't have anything else to do. So is Juan Diaz better than Malcolm Wellmaker? The answer, in my opinion, is no. The guy is too hittable. He's not a good enough wrestler to mix it up. I think Malcolm Wellmaker is the better striker here, and I'm going to pick him here at minus 260. So give me Malcolm Wellmaker. Next fight. This could also be a fight of the night. This is a fun fight. Du Hoi Choi against Daniel Santos. When you look at the name Daniel Santos, he is always in a fun fight, and that's because of his style. He comes forward, he throws, he pressures, he gets you into takedowns and subs, lets you stand up, he cuts you open with his elbows. This guy is one of the most fun 145ers to watch, in my opinion here. I think the guy is extremely clean. He's extremely diverse as well in his striking. And this fight is going to be insane. Do Hoi Choi is pretty much a mirror image. He will march forward. He will try and get on your back. He will strike. He will try and cut you open. Do Hoi Choi is extremely clean as well. This is a similar stylistic matchup, in my opinion, here. And this is really, really hard for me to pick who I believe is going to win. Um, you know, I really, really, really have been flippy floppy on this thing. But I am going to lean Daniel Santos here in this matchup. I believe he's too much of a dog for Du Hoi Choi. He's too much of a person to get in the pocket and throw and cut you open. He's better on the clinch, in my opinion. Not in the wrestling, but in the clinch. Daniel Santos has the knees and the bows. If this fight goes to the ground, I think Du Hoi Choi is is better in that aspect. But I think Daniel Santos has good scrambling skills. He has good takedown defense, and I think he wins here. So give me Daniel Santos. Next fight is a banger in the main event. It is Arnold Allen against Mel Costa. And guys, I absolutely love both these fighters, man. Arnold Allen, has fought some of the hardest opponents in the 145 division. Max Holloway, Jean Silva, Mosvar Evloev. All those guys are absolute killers. And when you say that out loud, is Mel Costa in that aspect of quality? Is he in the Gene Silva? Is he in the Evloev? Is he in the Max Holloway? I don't know. I believe Mel Costa is fantastic. I think the guy is superb on the feet, good on the ground as well. This guy, I have picked this guy so many times. He fights very often, and I love the style of Mel Costa. He has good fight IQ as well. Um, you know, I just don't know if he can beat Arnold Allen, man. I really, really don't. Arnold Allen, we know who this guy is. He's a pressure boxer. He loves to be in your face, closing the distance. Lots of 1-2s, vicious angles, vicious combos as well from Arnold Allen. Nice leg kicks on him. He's not better in the wrestling here, but I believe he's better on the feet. This fight, I've been flippy floppy all week, and that's why it is coming out pretty late. I still, right now, I'm just questioning my pick here, but I'm gonna go Arnold Allen here. I believe the experience is too much for Mel Costa. Arnold Allen has been in 5 round fights before. He is the better striker, in my opinion. He has the better cardio, in my opinion. But I love Mel Costa as well. I don't want to see any of these guys lose, but I'm going to be picking officially Arnold Allen here in this matchup. Guys, that is the breakdown. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like. Please subscribe if you're new. We just had a nice banger video, hit like 23 likes, so I'm pretty hyped about that, guys. If we can keep it going, that'd be awesome. But this is Arnold Allen versus Mel Costa. It is competing with the MVP promotion on Netflix. I'll watch the Ngannou fight, but other than that, I'm good. But I believe it's going to be an absolute banger of a main card. There's some crappy fights down there, but it is what it is. I'm gonna take what I can get. I'm not gonna be a picky bastard. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pick Arnold Allen as my main event prediction. But if Melk wins, I'll be just as happy. That is the breakdown, guys. I hope you learned something new. I hope I've influenced you, into picking the right fighters here. And stay tuned for the hammer of the week coming up very shortly, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.